Hey everybody. So I'm pretty excited to open up this festival in a box. Uh, I was lucky enough to snatch this secret lair here. This is the Amsterdam festival in a box. So let's open it up and see what all we have. What I heard is this sold out in about 28 minutes. And so I guess I just got lucky. Got in there, got in the queue. So it's exciting to have the Mystery Booster 2 box. There's some cool secret lair cards in here as well, I believe. I've had some fun opening Mystery Booster 2 in the past, but it's not real easy to find right now. I think it was available on the market for a while, and we I was able to get some, and it was a decent price. I'd say it was around $10 a pack available, and just so much fun to open. Such great cards in there, great treatments. The Future Sight cards and the white border special edition cards for Mystery Booster 2. I think they just look really cool. So yeah, you get a Garfield Secret Lair food token. Okay, we got our lasagna here. It's kind of fun. And then here's the festival in the box. Yeah, so getting your hands on this, I think this was about $200. It's pretty nice. These are going, these boosters are going for, I'd say around, it seems like around 20 a piece. So this is a pretty good rate for those. And, just very pretty packaging here. Looks very cool. Got kind of a cutout with the magic symbol there. All right, so these are the promos or the secret lair cards. And obviously some pretty hot stuff in here. So we've got Atraxa in like the vintage movie poster style. Pretty cool. That's a great one. And, that is certainly going to have some nice value to it. Let's see what else. I forget what all is in here, but some great cards and a nice look. I'm not sure, how readily available that particular treatment on the Atraxa is, or if it's unique to this festival in the box. Because I'll try to find that out. But yeah, very cool looking. And you get your Future Sight Llanowar Elves. Very nice. Ooh, Utopia Sprawl. No text. Foil. Pretty great looking. And then your silly test card. These always come in the Mystery Booster 2 packs, which I've had the pleasure to do a Mystery Booster 2 draft at a con. It was at CubeCon. That's a lot of fun. If you ever get the opportunity to do that, just a great time. And those test cards, or the silly cards, are legal in that format. So you get some pretty wacky results with that. Very nice looking art here. All right, so then we get a secret lair with this Wild and Blue. So I'm not sure I'm going to open this right at the moment, but we'll come back to this. I may decide to just keep this as is. I'll talk about the different cards in it. It's a nice secret lair, and I may just want to keep it as is. All right, this is what I was really after. Here's our Mystery Booster 2 box. I love opening these. One of my favorite things to open. Just such a great collection of reprints and great look to it, and kind of hard to get your hands on at a decent price. So just very fun to look at and open. And you can pull some really cool stuff out of here. I think some of the best. There's usually a foil in every box, or I don't know if that's guaranteed, but I believe so. And those are pretty hot properties, just because they're pretty rare, obviously. And so if you're in a draft and you happen to pull the foil in your pack, you're going to want to keep that. It's going to be, depending on the card, but it's going to be, decent value, even if it's not such a, desirable card. I think the last one I got was Squee, which was fun. That was a lot of fun. All right, there we go. So let's open a couple of these and see what we pull. It's just exciting. It's always exciting to just crack into that first pack, and this is really special. I'm planning a chaos draft, little event with friends. So I'm going to keep one of these for the chaos draft. And actually, I think I might keep two because I want to do another chaos draft. So, these are a little harder to come by. So I'll probably keep two out of this box for future chaos drafting. All right. So we've got our Phantom Flock. Comes into play with 3+1/+1 counters. If damage would be dealt to Phantom Flock, prevent that damage. Remove a +1/+1 counter from Phantom Flock. Release the dogs. Create 4 dogs. All right, a Telekinetic Sliver. Mistwalker. Filth. That's actually a pretty nice card. I like that one. Grim Bounty. Playable. Experimental Synthesizer. It's kind of a fun card. Especially in some artifact strategies. Seething Anger. Titanoth Rex. Cool reprint from Ikoria. Might of Old Krosa. It's kind of a new one to me. Target creature gets +2/+2 until end of turn. If you played this spell during your main phase, that creature gets +4/+4. So 1 casting cost instant. You good? Agent of Acquisitions. This is a draft card. Is that from Conspiracy, maybe? Mazarak Crawl, Death Priest. Interesting legendary. That's a rare. Oh, Thespian Stage. That's a great land and very cool in the white border. I'm kind of partial to the white border. I started playing in Revised, so just that was what I was used to at the time. And then in each one you get a Future Sight card. Proteus Staff. It's a pretty cool one. All right. And your test card, Gobland. So very silly stuff. Interesting. All right, let's crack one more. We will do 3 here, and then I'll probably take a break. Maybe come back to this. I might take my time with this one. It's just a lot of fun to open. You're right. Vizier of Remedies. Moonblast Cleric. turtle shell changeling. I like changelings. It's just a lot of fun. Apprentice Sorcerer. Actually, this is a card that I was just going to buy for a deck for a friend. The Captain America Living Legend. So it's kind of a Tim. So Havoc Demon. Pretty good one. Incremental Blight. Firewing Phoenix. Firecat Blitz. Gemhide Sliver. This is a great sliver. Great in a changeling deck. Give all your changelings tap to add mana. Garrett's Pack Leader. It's a good one. Firemind Vessel. Goblin Chain Whirler. That's a rare. And Snow-Covered Island. That's just gorgeous. Yeah, you can get these in here. Just looks amazing. And Smokestack is our feature site card. I think is this what Stacks is named after? I think this might be the card that Stacks is named after. So that's funny. It's a pretty salty card, I think. Vuzzle Spaceship. All right, well, let's do one more here real quick. Nothing amazing so far. Some of the great cards in here you can get are like Lotus Petal is really good. Displacer Kitten. What else is great? Urza's Incubator. Yeah, there's a lot of great reprints. Those are just, those are some of the hot ones. Enter an Armor. Runaway Together. Fairy Swarm. Savage Gorger. Shieldred's Edict. This is a great little Edict card. Elena, Kessig Trapper. Ramunap Ruins. Ram Through. Wall of Mulch. Poison Tip Archer. This is a fun card. It's just an uncommon, but actually very effective. Arcanus of the Omnipotent. The Omnipotent. That's kind of a wild card. That's a mythic. Leyline of Sanctity. Yeah, that's cool. The Leyline cards are cool in the white border. Very nice. You have Hexproof. And Relic of Progenitus. All these feature cards in the feature site treatment just look really great. Very cool border. Just some nice graveyard hate there. All-Star Kicker. All right, I can't resist. Go and do one more here. I'll do a wrap up on what we got value wise. Some of these comments and non-comments have some value, and you get your white border card, you get your future sight card. Hopefully, we'll pull the foil. So yeah, there can be a lot in here. All right. Alaru Solemn Ritualist. Moment of Triumph. Military Intelligence. It's a good one. Code of Constraint. Blood Chief's Thirst. Revenge of Ravens. That's a great one. Great thing about these Mystery Booster 2 is these are, curated cards. They're all very playable cards. Um, Great in Commander. So, Pyreheart Wolf. Fey Offering. Silver Glade Pathfinder. That's a good one. Signal Pest. Interesting. That's a new one to me. And here's a rare. Teferi Mage of Zalfir. I believe that's a good pull. Creature cards you own that aren't on the battlefield have flash. Each opponent can cast spells only anytime he or she could cast a sorcery. So, yeah, that's a great effect. Seed Time. Take an extra turn in the white border. That's gorgeous. I love this card. I have one of these, I think, from Ice Age, I think it was. So sometime that's where I'm from, back in Ice Age. So that's a fun one. And the white border looks gorgeous. And Pox. Another old card. Alliances, maybe? Somewhere around there. I love this card. It's just so silly. It's just everybody gets knocked down a third. And in the future sight border, that's really interesting. Looks cool. And a dragon. So that's a cool pack. A lot of fun stuff in there. All right, maybe we'll just crack one more. It's hard to stop with these. They're just so fun. And you're always hunting for that. Oh, give me something really big. I want to see something that is going to blow my mind. So you're always on to the next one. It's just how it goes. Totem Guide Heart Beast. These totem guides are pretty cool. Benevolent Bodyguard. It's very useful. Cold Water Snapper. Merfolk Trickster. Reign of Filth. Heartless Act. Flame Slash. Ricochet Trap. Sheltering Word. Teamer Sabretooth. That's a great one. Yeah, that's a very playable card. Just give it indestructible until end of turn. And rescue something. That's a good one. Rhinewood Falls. So very pretty. This is just one of the Kaldheim Snowlands. Oath of Nissa. That is a legendary enchantment that is a rare. Brain Freeze, that's a great one. Very cool in the white border. Nice. Stand Still. Interesting, very interesting card. Very crazy effect, really cool in the future sight. All right, well, we'll just take a little break here and then come back and open more at some point here. All right. So I was mentioning that there had been Mystery Booster 2 packs available, and I, bought a decent amount at about $10 a piece. And I think then somebody did a giveaway. I think Whatnot sponsored a giveaway where they gave away like 30 boxes, something like that. And I think that just whatever was available on the market just vanished, I think. So that was a while back, maybe a year ago. Ministrant of Obligation. Knight of the Holy Nimbus. Expel from Araska. Windstorm Drake. Order of Yawgmoth. It's a pretty cool card. Call the Bloodline. Flaring Pain. Goblin War Driver. Penumbra Worm. Wild Hunger. Steel of the Godhead. I like this aura. Just gives 2 really great abilities. Unblockable and lifelink. Excellent. Arset's Reversal. This is a great card. Just a crazy effect. Can get very complicated, but also very effective. That's a great card. That's a rare. All right. Our white border is Deafening Silence. Each player can't cast more than 1 non-creature spell each turn. It's a pretty good one. And in our feature site, we get a Hydroblast. All right. Lazotep Archway for the wild card. All right, we're going into the middle here. All right, hopefully we find something really interesting in here for you. Heliod's Punishment. Traveling Minister. Aqueous Form. Snap. Love this card. It's just a very great effect. Pays for itself. Void Beckoner. Blot Out. Rupture. Goblin Slide. Brood Hatch Nantuko. Restock. Nice card draw. That's a Mythic. Darksteel Ingot. Dragonlair Spider. That is a rare. Worst Fears. You control target player during that player's next turn. Exile Worst Fears. That's a fun one. Hey, cool Future Sight Lightning Greaves. Can't get enough Lightning Greaves. Just need one in every deck, pretty commander deck, and very cool in the Future Sight border. So, love that. Interesting. All right. Let's hit something really big in this one. How about that for a plan? So far, a lot of cool cards. Nothing super duper exciting. All right, we got our Sunscape Familiar. I like this card. Anything that gives you a mana discount is a lot of value on that. Crowan Phalanx, Cerulean Wyvern, Rushing River. Kind of a cool card. Blood Pact. Necrologia. It's a good one. Orcish Settlers. Spite Bellows. Endhorn Elder. It's a great mana dork. Good elf card. Cytoplast Rootkin. Viridian Claw. I like this equipment. +1/+0 and first strike. Pretty decent cost on that. Golgari Grave Troll. That is a rare. And Transcendent Master. This is very cool. It's pretty interesting that the level up costs a lot to level them up. I love the artwork on this one. Looks very cool. And Mana Bond. I think that's a pretty good one in the Future Sight. Yeah, you just get to put all your lands onto the battlefield. So, yeah, that's pretty cool. Oh, and that's a foil. So that's Yeah, I don't know if that may be the only foil in there. So yeah, that may be our foil for the box. So we'll see what that comes to. They're usually pretty valuable depending on what card it is, but I think this is a pretty good one. It's very nice. And Subgoif. There are a lot of words on these test cards. All right, so we're 7 packs in here. I think there's 24 in these, or 20. It's less than a normal booster box. All right. We have Noble Purpose, Master Splicer, Drift of Phantasms, Chemist's Insight, Death Pulse, Carrier Thrall, Blade Sliver, Falter, Atrax's Fall. I really like that one, just a nice little destruction piece. Far Wanderings, Heraldic Banner, Gideon, Ally of Zendikar. Here's one of the Gideons. This is a mythic planeswalker. Pretty cool. I like most of the Gideons are pretty interesting. They always pretty much usually turn into a indestructible creature, which is not too bad. Lavinia, Azorius Renegade. Not familiar with this legendary, but find out. Yeah, it's a kind of a hate piece for any kind of non-normal casting spells. And Future Sight, Oath of Druids. And Hish of the Snake Cult is our test card. These packs are pretty easy to open, which I kind of like. You don't have to like tear the heck out of them. All right. Boros Elite. Stir the Pride. Oh, Hemon's Aura. That's a fun one. Gudul Lurker. Cackling Witch. Marchese's Decree. Thermopod. It's an interesting one. Ask for snow-covered mana. Swarming Goblins. Wood Elves. That's a good staple, I think. Master's Rebuke. Circuit Mender. Charming Prince. That's a rare. I forgot that that's a rare. Good card, but not the greatest, most exciting rare. Stitcher Supplier. This is a great card. I like it in the white border. Yeah, Stitcher Supplier is just very cool if you're doing some kind of graveyard strategy. Yeah, let's see what our future sight is. Arena. That's a pretty cool land. Tap target creature you control, and target creature of an opponent's choice they control. Those creatures fight each other. Glimpse the Unthinkable. This is kind of a goofy one. All right. I don't think we've hit anything like really cool or exciting or valuable yet. Yeah, probably the foil is pretty decent money-wise. What? A lot of fun playable cards. I think those Lightning Greaves, you know, in the Future Sight border, that's a pretty nice card. Nightwinged Glider. Phyrexian Missionary. Confound. Experimental Augury. Grave Shifter. Lash of Malice. Faithless Salvaging. Zadahedron Grinder. Kalani Garden. I like this land. That's a cool one. Just gives you a free creature. Sarl's Packmate. Cryptic Spires. Yeah, these are not in. They're in here. They're not that great. Takes up a slot. All right, Wake Thrasher. This is a Merfolk rare. And Spell Pierce. That's a nice one. These one casting cost counters are pretty good and very cool in the white border. And for Future Sight, we get Ensnaring Bridge. Creatures with power greater than the number of cards in your hand can't attack. That slows things down, huh? Under Construction Skyscraper. Okay. All right. We'll just stick to this right side. There's got to be something good on this right side, right? Raffine's Informant, Samurai of the Pale Curtain, Referee Squad, Jaheira Master Polymorphist, Jalira, Fell Stinger, Soul Drinker, Cragmasher Yeti, Stormcaller, Primal Growth, Spore Swarm, Crackdown Construct. This one's interesting. I think there's an infinite combo with this one. Crystalline Crawler, I quite like. That's a rare. And Unnatural Selection for our white border. And yeah, you can just give something a creature type. Norwood Priestess. That's a good one. Cool in the Future Sight. Just cheat something into play. Very effective. And Dairy Cow. Some of these are very funny. All right. We'll just go down the side here, finish off this side. Let's see if we get anything fancy here. Or Priestess, that's a very playable card. Looks cool in the Future Sight. All right. Rebuff the Wicked. Ossification. Diplomatic Escort. That's pretty useful. Little counterspell on a body. Kelpie Guide, that's a great one. Soul Snuffers. Skull Snatcher. Scourge Devil. Electrickery. Viridian Shaman. Devoted Druid. I like this one for as a mana dork. Good elf. Trigon Predator. That's a fun one. Turok Dread Cantor. This is a mythic. Not sure how hot this one is, but looks pretty cool. And Day of Judgment. Very cool in the white border. That just looks great. And Hull Breacher. Cool creature. I think this is, if I'm not mistaken, this is banned in Commander. But there you go in your future site. Teamer Elevator. All right, we'll just get down to the bottom of this box on this right side. See if we hit something wild. All right, so we have Swift Justice, Archon of Absolution, Cloud Spirit, Onerophage, Aphotic Wisps, Stealthy Trapper. This is a cool one that I wanted to get my hands on, I think. Give something shadow, make it unblockable until the end of turn. Pretty nice. Lunar Frenzy. This is like the better Howl from Beyond. First Strike, Trample, +X/+0. Pretty cool. Blaze. That's like another Disintegrate or something along those lines. Wall of Roots. Gaia's Anthem. Just a +1/+1 Anthem for your green. Rule War Chant. Thantis the Warweaver. This is a mythic. This is a very fun commander. Very cool. Just causes a lot of chaos. Makes everybody attack. Narset, Parter of Veils. Very cool effect. Each opponent can't draw more than one card each turn. Very salty card. It's a lot of salty cards in this. Like Static Orb. Just keeping people from untapping. Arcanum Things. This is the test card. All right, so now open 8 more of these. Now leave me 2 for future draft fun. And I'll just kind of estimate, what average the packs, just so we can kind of, guesstimate what the general return in the box. We pulled the foil, so that's good. That helps us. That's a big part of the value of these usually. All right, so we got Radiance, Judgment, Warrior and Core, Halimar Depths. It's a cool land. Perilous Research, Bogart Harbinger, Necrotal, Desert of the Fervent, Swelter, Sky Shroud Elite, Trollhide, Dingus Staff. That's a good card. That's a pretty cool artifact. Prosper, Tomebound. Yeah, this is a good one. This is a good pull. Just a very popular commander, I believe. Yeah, very cool. Cool mythic. Chain Lightning. That's one I love from Legends. Yeah, I have some of those. I used to play those back in the day. Very cool in the white border. And Chain of Vapor. Just a great blue bounce spell. Looks very cool in the future site. All right. Plane Walker. Yeah, so we'll see. I'm looking forward to possibly doing CubeCon again. It's a lot of fun. Great event. Love all the cubes. Just ton of fun. Temporal isolation, blessed defiance, web of inertia, disrupt, undercity informer, peat bog, Partick collaborator, price of progress. That's a good one. Just a nice, just a nice, do a bunch of damage to each player. Because people play with a lot of non-basics. Hunted Wumpus. Challenger Troll. Tainted Wood. I like these lands. Very nice. Useful. Dual land. Master of Waves. Street Wraith. That's our white border. Nomads and Core in our feature site. Okay. All of a sudden, I can't open a pack. All right, let's get in there. Karametra's Blessing. You're confronted by robbers. The Dalian Hypnotist. Battlewing Mystic. Blessing of Leeches. Unspeakable Symbol. Geist Blast. Boarding Party. Heart Warden. Song of Frailes. Saga. Pretty cool one. And we got Spite-Mare. It's a cool elemental. Johnny the Great-Hearted. Planeswalker. Pretty nice rare. Looks very cool. I love the artwork on that one. And Thought Vessel for our white border. Thought Vessel's always good. That's pretty nice. Very cool in the white border. And Crashing Footfalls for our future site. All right, so we're getting down to it here. I'm just going to take these two. We'll take these two out. Those are going to be for the drafting, chaos drafting. Just really cool to have a Mystery Booster 2 in that chaos draft. And then the next one that I'm going to do. So, All Set of Life's Bounty is great. Samurai of the Pale Curtain, Runaway Together. Plax Manta, Vendetta, Blood Curdle, Two-Handed Axe, Pillaging Horde, Wall of Blossoms, Primal Rage, Quicksand, Berserker's Onslaught, gives everything double strike. Once Upon a Time, as our white border. Tormod's Crypt. And Fludge, Gunk Guardian. All right. Got 4 more to go here. Gold Meadow Harrier. It's a Kithkin. Porcelain Legionnaire. Protect the Negotiators. Reality Shift. It's a good removal in blue. Puppet Conjurer, Fedo Exterminator, Thunderclap, Bronze Plate Boar, Patagia Viper, Basara Tower Archer, Ancient Lumberknot, Bishop of Wings. Good angel card there. Summoner's Pact is our white border. Pretty cool 0 casting cost. That's a nice one. And Giver of Runes. Okay, this is a very nice pull here, I think. Just such a playable, effective card. Very gorgeous in the future sight. That's a nice pull. That's pretty exciting. I like that. Maestro's Totally Safe Hideout. So that was cool pack. Giver Runes is definitely a card I've been wanting, so that's a really nice addition. Yeah, very cool to get it in the future sight border. All right, so let's see here. There's 3 more to go. See if we can get a couple more really cool pulls. That would be great. Clarion Spirit. You Hear Something on Watch. Diplomatic Escort. Flux. Creepwood Legate. Bastion of Remembrance. Lightning Mauler. Pyrite Spellbomb. Mine Mare. Dread Linworm. Painted Bluffs. Prosh, Sky Raider of Kerr. That's a fun commander. Kind of a classic. Faithless Looting. Oh boy. There's the big hit. Wow, I've been wanting a Sensei's Divining Top. That's very exciting. In the future sight border. Okay, there's the prize. Very nice. Very exciting. Love it. Nerod the Beige Flower. All right, last 2 packs. So the Sensei's Divining Top, that was a really great hit. You know, I've been wanting one of those, so just really a nice pull. One of the cards that probably one of the top cards that I wanted to pull out of here. So that feels good. The Giver of Runes, also very cool. Hey, and we just got a Mother of Runes. Wow. Also amazing. So Giver of Runes, Mother of Runes, all cards, Sensei's Divining Top, all cards that I just wanted to add to my collection and haven't picked up. So very nice. A Johnny's Welcome. Whirlpool Drake. It's a fun one. Time of Ice. Arrogant Vampire. Virus Beetle. Furious Rise. Electrostatic Field. Predator Strike. Penumbra Karu. Spawning Pit. This is a great card. Really fun. Bad Moon. That's a classic. Black creatures get +1/+1. Hey, Tift Fairy, Hero of Dominaria in the white border. Looks very nice. That card just looks gorgeous. I love it. And Serum Powder. Kind of a 3-mana rock. Not real familiar with that one, but interesting. Something about mulliganing. Interesting. Okay. Wormhole Warp. I don't know if that one's legal. Mother of Runes. Very interesting. This, I guess, would be normally a common slot. I'm not really sure how that plays out, but that is a prize for sure. And all right, last pack magic here. Let's see if we had some real heat at the end here, which is pretty exciting. You know, so many great cards. All the cards in here are a lot of fun. That's just the great thing about it. It's a curated group of reprints, just really fun stuff. But yeah, just wasn't sure if we were gonna get anything great, and we just hit some great stuff at the end there. So I love that. Orzhov, Advocist, Ossification, Looter Ilkor. I quite like this one. Symbol of Unsummoning. I've always liked the art on that. It's just real crazy. Essence Extraction. Go Blank. Spiteful Prankster. Stormkiln Artist. That's a very fun classic card. Horn Sliver. Good sliver. Rocky Egg Watcher. Interesting. One of these flippable. Shimmer Drift Veil. It's a nice one from Kaldheim. Yosei the Morning Star. Beautiful Dragon Spirit. I like this card. That's a nice rare. Just gorgeous. And we get Karn, the Great Creator, in the white border. That looks great. Karn is really cool. Just that white border with the question mark for the Mystery Booster 2 symbol. I just love the look of these. Yep, that's a nice one. I think that's a great hit there. And for, a Zombie Master. Cool Zombie Master in the Future Sight. That's just such a classic card. I remember, getting Zombie Master in revised back in the original sets. And the artwork was, little rough. This looks really cool in the Future Sight. Very cool zombie card. All right, really cool box. Teferi Druid of Argoth. Really cool box. I mean, just some great hits there. I couldn't be happier actually because, there's still 2 packs to open, so we'll see what comes out of those in the Chaos Drop. I'm glad that we got maybe our really biggest hits out of the way, just so we can, calculate those in, include those. We got the foil. We got Sensei's Divining Top, which is, that's kind of a big money card. And Mother of Runes, Giver of Runes. Those are both really great cards. Bunch of other great stuff. So, yeah, this festival in a box, it's super exciting. If you can get in there and get the secret lair, it's quite a deal. Yeah, just happy to get it and feel lucky and really happy to share it with y'all. So I hope you enjoyed it. Subscribe, like, more stuff to come. I just wanted to take you guys on my journey of building my collection. And, I'm just trying to find things that are good value and interesting to open and just share that with y'all. So, all right. Thanks for hanging out. Okay. So I did my analysis on this MagicCon Festival in a box that I was able to snag from Secret Lair. And the box is really pretty wild too. Love it. So that's just a nice bonus. So probably the star of this, it turns out, is the Atraxa. And this is a unique promo to this box, I believe. And it is running around $47. This is kind of a, old school, either pulp fiction type paperback cover or movie poster, that kind of style. It looks really cool. There are only so many of these, so it's probably gonna have good value. Atraxa is just really popular, and the other reprints of Atraxa are some of them are pretty solid. So that's a great little piece of value there, about $47. And then you have our other promo cards here that we got. So you get your Llanowar Elves in the Future Sight foil, which, the Future Sight foils only really come in the Mystery Booster 2. And they're usually pretty high value. Anyway, that one's coming in at selling for around $6, I believe, $5. And then also this really cool Utopia Sprawl, which is a foil and no text, just really unique. And that one is also almost 9, I think. So pretty nice value on those. The Bicycle Elemental test card, fun, but no real value there, I don't think. So these are like the promo cards that come with it. So that's great. And then I just pulled out, we opened all the packs out of the, except for 2 out of the Mystery Booster 2. And I saved 2 packs for future drafting, Chaos Draft. And I estimated the value of those. But we also have the secret layers that you get with this as well. So there's the Garfield, just a food token, lasagna food token. But that's going for around $8, and I don't see any reason to open that, so we'll just leave that as is. And then the same with this Wild and Bloom secret layer, for traditional foil edition. This is, available to purchase for about $100. The total on the cards themselves, if you open it, is about 37. So you get Nissa Resurgent Animist at 25. Ramanap Excavator is about 6. 6 is about 6. Tireless Provisioner is a couple bucks. And then you also get Titania Protector of Argoth, which is under $1. So, but anyway, I don't see any reason to open this at this point, but very cool. That's about adding about $37 to the total value. So that's, a bunch of stuff that you get that's beyond the Mystery Booster 2 box. And so just a little, I just did a little, background on previous Mystery Booster 2 products that I've opened. And at one time I was able to get, I think 15 packs at about $10 each. And so that group, the best cards I pulled out of there were, I think 2 Lotus Petals, which at the time I think were about $20 in value for each, and now have gone up significantly. They're getting closer to like 40. And then also Displacer Kitten, which I think at the time was somewhere around there as well. And that one has also gone up fairly significantly, more like the $30 to $40 range. So those were the best pulls out of that bunch. And then I also was able to purchase a box of Mystery Booster 2 from an individual that came in, cost me about $280. And the best card I think I pulled out of that one was Urza's Saga, which is obviously a really fun, great land. And that's, coming in at around 30 plus 30 to 40 these days. And Thassa's Oracle is about a $20 card. And the Foil Squee, also around $20. And Wasteland, another great one, that's around the $20 range. So those were like the best cards that I pulled out of those, that box. And, just looking at the total value of that box, post, in retrospect at this point, it's still, the value of it is well above what I paid for it. Maybe we're in like the $350 range, counting all the different cards that I pulled out of there. So that's just a little bit of sort of background, maybe reference on this product. So we'll just keep those sealed. I'm estimating those at about $13. That's just the average that we opened out of the box. And the interesting thing is that actually tracks with what they're retailing for. Like, you can buy them for about $14 these days, right now on TCG Player. So that makes sense. Kind of just validates my math a little bit. I think people are kind of doing the same types of calculations and seeing that this generally evens out over time, um, or over quantity, I should say. So I'm just going to run through the cards that we pulled out of the Mystery Booster 2 box real quick. Let's try to make this brief. Such fun cards. So I'm just starting with these. Yosei is under $1. Zombie Master still under $1. Colony Garden under $1, but these are getting into the dollar range. So these are averaged. I'm just kind of rounding up, rounding down so that just to simplify things. The Teferi is about $1. The Golgari Grave Troll also in that sort of dollar range. And also the Mazarek. Same. Smokestack, about $1. Shieldred's Edict. Serum Powder. Narset, Porter of Veils. Deafening Silence. Charming Prince. These are all, around $1. All very cool playable cards. I think the great thing about this, even the cards that are under $1 are still, great cards that you would have a lot of fun playing with. Unspeakable Symbol, Norwood Priestess. I think Norwood Priestess has gone down a bit just because there's a lot of effects like this, but still a very effective card. Peat Bog, kind of fun. Teamer Sabertooth, very cool. These are a lot of classics. Yep, so these are all in that kind of dollar range. Then we get to Hull Breacher, and we're coming into about $2. And Two-Handed Axe, Spawning Pit, really neat card. You can do a lot of fun, crazy things with that. Johnny's Welcome, really cool. Tormod's Crypt, just a classic, very cool in the feature site. Stormkill Artist, also just a crazy engine piece. Titanoth Rex and Standstill. Very interesting little card advantage piece. You've got your Horn Sliver. Slivers are still real popular. Steel of the Godhead is a really cool aura. Just does a ton. Very effective. And so now with Brain Freeze, we start getting into like the $3 range. This is just a kind of a staple, I think. Very cool in the white border. Same with Thought Vessel. Just a, just almost an auto include in a lot of commander decks. Summoner's Pact, really cool. Tutor here, very good looking with the white border. And Teferi, very nice, gorgeous in this white border treatment. Also Karn, looking amazing. Static Orb. Pox, one of my favorites from Ice Age. This is a nice treatment in the feature site, just cool artwork. Just a crazy gnarly effect. So then Snap, we get into more like the $4 range. So very cool, effective card. Untap 2 lands, bounce something, Snow Covered Island, just gorgeous. Primal Rage, Bishop of Wings, and then Narset's Reversal takes us into more like a $5 range. So now we're getting into like $5 cards. And Price and Progress, really cool. Hydroblast. Prosper Tombbound. Gorgeous Lightning Greaves in the feature site. Seed Time, just a really cool kind of color pie breaking. Rebecca Gay art, just gorgeous. I think I might have said this was I thought this was from Ice Age. It's actually from Judgment. Oath of Druids, very cool card. Looks great in the feature site. And then Relic of Progenitus, we're now getting up into the $6 range. And then we got Filth, and we got Reign of Filth. So a lot of filthy stuff. Ensnaring Bridge. I think Reign of Filth and Ensnaring Bridge are actually in the $7 range. Then we get to our bigger ones. Rebuff the Wicked. What a cool white counter spell, basically. Just a really cool one casting cost protection piece. That's about $7. And then we got our Mother of Runes and our Giver of Runes. How cool to pull both of those in here. Yeah, so those are about $9. And then Chain of Vapor, just another staple, looks really cool in the Future State. And some of these I think, are popular in like CEDH as well. So just really cool. That's about a $10 card. Pemin's Aura, just super versatile and effective. That's about $12. And Mana Bond this is our foil that was in the box. Our Future Sight foil. It's really gorgeous. That's about $16. And then this is just the crowning glory. I've been wanting to get my hands on this card, so honestly, this is probably the one card, if you'd ask me, what do I want to pull out of this box? This is it right here. Sensei's Divining Top in the Future Sight border is about $40. Just a powerful effect. Cool card. Not available to pull out of a pack in a lot of places. So this is really cool. So very happy about that. I think I might have said Urza's Incubator is in the set, but that's actually Modern Horizons 3. I was thinking of probably Urza Saga. But yeah, of the really big cards that you can pull out of here, this is one of them. So that was very exciting. So yeah. So all told, if you add all this up, you're coming in at around like $425, something like that total. And that's, I did include a lot of the 50-cent cards, 70-cent cards. But that's fine. They're all really good playable cards. This is a curated set. And, so none of them are really like duds that you wouldn't play. But, you could chop off some of those smaller bore cards and still it's like, what you're getting out of this. I don't think, the $200 purchase price, and you really can't beat it. Obviously you got to get lucky, which I did to get into the queue and get the secret lair. But when these do come around with every MagicCon, I believe, so I'll probably be trying for more. Just the opportunity is really terrific. So I think it can't be beat. But yeah, love it. Just really happy with the whole outcome of this. Just a really cool product that they throw out there. If you can get your hands on it, have a blast. Probably the ideal thing to do with the Mystery Booster 2 packs is to draft. It's a super fun draft environment. Just really cool cards from all kinds of different sets and just a ton of fun. I can't resist opening them, so I can't keep them around. And I wanted to make this video for everybody to check out too. So, but yeah, I managed to save a couple packs. So there you go. All right. Thanks for hanging out. Please subscribe and like the videos. I would love to hear your comments. Correct me when I get stuff wrong, which I'm sure I do. And, but yeah, I'm just looking forward to having a good time sharing this stuff with you guys. So have a great one.